And my daughter is laughing at me.
I said I thought you were adorable.
No, that's not good. No, that's gonna start over. That's not right. No, I don't like this. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. Eeks. Ixamondo.
As this one has said, after that, see, it's a lot different when you're sitting in that chair, isn't it?
No, it is. It is.
And you were laughing like that before I walked in your room.
No.
She knows how to drop the bombs. Like, that was a surprise. Oh, we don't have our microphones on.
No. No. Watching? No.
Okay, do you want to just start over?
No.
Do you want to just not say that part?
No. Talk about.
If you want to, if you're, no. Hi, babers. Hi, other babers. How are my babers? You look so stinky. Oh, goodness.
Try to not fidget so much and don't
Yawn. Don't yawn.
don't yawn.
Yawning is not tolerated. No bodily functions allowed.
No yawning. We don't want to expose our boring side to the community of YouTube.
I'm tired.
This was your idea. This was your idea. Thanks for watching. Hello everyone, I'm Packy.
I'm Nova.
Welcome to Pack Rat Shack. If you're interested in following along to see if we can pull off this third attempt to introducing ourselves to YouTube, stand by.
We're pretty sure there are a lot more bloopers to come.
Hi, my name is Packy, creator of Pack Rat Shack. I upcycle furniture, build out of pallet wood, finish interior spaces, and have a vendor booth for my creations. Welcome to my world. Hello everybody, I'm Packy. This is my teenager, Nova.
Hello.
And we're wanting to introduce ourselves to YouTube land. Yes, she always laughs at me because I say YouTube land, which to me it kind of is that way because people can make their dreams come true here. So anyway, starting this channel is just yet another step in our journey that we started approximately 2 years ago.
Yeah, so a couple years ago, Mom finally retired from law enforcement and she started her own business called Pack Rat Shack. She works with reclaimed wood and fixes interior spaces for people. About a year ago, I was like, hey Mom, you should totally start a YouTube channel. I think a lot of people would like to watch you.
And I was falling over laughing basically because I wondered if she'd fallen off of her rocker. Trying to mention this to me, knowing how much I hate technology, I was like, you're nuts. I can't pull that off.
I was in fact not nuts.
Apparently not, because
Okay.
here we are.
I finally convinced her after a year of trying to convince her.
I never heard about it again, actually. But it did.
What?
But it did plant a seed that apparently started miraculously sprouting along the way. So then another thing that happened within that first year of retirement, after I was successful with several jobs and making my posts so that the public could see, I ran into a law enforcement brother several times, him and his family, and they've always been very good supporters of us and where we're at in life. And he was very encouraging. It seemed like several times in a row, each time we saw him and his family, that he would be like, you really need to teach. And I was again like falling over with laughter, and it still wasn't registering that this is a possibility for me, because I'm still thinking how horrible I am with like being in front of people and in the capacity of trying to put on a lecture or course without like tripping over my words every moment, or like stopping with brain fog, like what is it that I'm trying to say?
Like, hey, I'm gonna teach you.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens when I can't think of the word I'm trying to say, because for some reason I get tunnel vision on that's the word I have to use, and I can't just go with the flow. So at that time, I was still not thinking seriously about this.
Yeah.
So the next thing that did happen that really tightened up the decision for me was we both got sick with COVID in November. And although it wasn't really pleasant, I mean, we're lucky it wasn't the most horrible thing. So, but it really zapped me for a long time frame. And
after Mom watched all the NCIS seasons on Netflix, she got deflected to YouTube.
Diverted in a good direction that I would have never taken. It was a good thing in a way, because it did get me to watching things that I typically didn't have time to watch. And in watching these other people refinishing furniture, that's mainly what I was into, and building homes a little bit with that.
The Perkins brothers.
So, but basically it just reiterated things that I was already doing, and it built my confidence, because when you're watching somebody being successful with a larger population of people following, then and they're getting thumbs up and good comments in return and stuff like that, and you know that you had already been doing that and became successful locally, working on becoming successful locally and getting a lot of good feedback. It really did build up my confidence, and that was the moment in which it clicked, and I was like, I can make this happen.
Yeah.
And not only can I make it happen, I might be able to facilitate like something for my future. Thank you all for your inspiration, because it's because of all of you and a lot more we haven't listed that we're here today.
We can't mention all of these creators without bringing up the Perkins brothers. Of course, they're not technically furniture refinishers, but they are also a huge inspiration to us. Why?
Well, I'll tell you, Nova, because we love cabins and we love the outdoors, and they build cabins in the North Carolina Appalachian mountain area, and it's just amazing to watch homes be built that aren't the typical home necessarily. But what I like about it is how funny they are.
They're so funny. My mom will just be sitting and watching, and then one of them will say something, and she'll just be like slapping her knee. She thinks it's so funny.
Yeah, it's really funny, down to earth. But the thing about it is we are on a journey of our own. This whole site or channel isn't just about furniture or interior space. It's also about our journey. And we are trying to find our way to the Eastern Tennessee Appalachian area.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah. And the reason being is because I grew up in Tennessee and I would like to find my way back. So
Mama Becky,
yes, Nova?
why did you get interested in doing all this stuff?
So that would be something that started in my childhood. My dad worked on building a log cabin, and this took many, many years, and I just loved helping him. So then life's changed, and that wasn't a part of my life anymore. And when I graduated high school, I decided to go into interior design, and I do have associates in applied science for interior design, but I discovered that not only did I not have confidence in myself to sell my knowledge, but I also didn't enjoy trying to sell products. So I made a huge left turn and went into law enforcement. It was a good move for me at that time because it was stable pay, and I couldn't depend on myself if it was based off a commission. I had to depend off myself that was steady and stable. So that's why I made that choice. But I didn't deter from what I love to do, because in my own homes, which I've had several, I've always upgraded them and I've always worked on them. And in the beginning, when I was really young and, like I said, wasn't very confident yet, it would just be getting started on aesthetic changes that would make the home more me. So you're talking about simple improvements like painting or choices of what you're putting within the home.
But now,
yeah,
she's confident on knocking down walls,
yeah,
and fixing them up and changing space a little bit.
yes, yeah. Each home I got more and more in depth. I took my comfort level and pushed it so that I would become better and better. And it got to the point where in the last two homes we've been in, which you would remember both of them, the one here and the one that we still own as a rental,
yes.
I've ripped out kitchens, I've ripped out walls, I've corrected flow, and I've even in this house went as far as redirecting and changing electric, and taking out all the kitchen soffit and putting in can lighting, and crawling around in the attic and rewiring, working on some plumbing. Yeah, it's not fun, but I can do it. I don't do that for anyone else, but
because she's not certified and she doesn't want to risk anybody else.
I just really enjoy the hands-on. I enjoy diving in. I enjoy pushing my limit to learn more and more. So that's why I like doing this. So earlier we were talking about how interior design and law enforcement really don't meet up. But I never did lose the drive to be working on interior space and eventually working on even furniture pieces and stuff like that. And I really, really enjoyed it. And I was envisioning myself becoming an entrepreneur and coming back now that I had more confidence and built up that confidence and actually creating my own business. So when I announced this to my chief and I was planning my retirement, after the full-on laugh about what are you doing? Are you really like going to be able to pull something like that off, and why would you leave all of these benefits that you've worked yourself up to and have earned? After all of that was over with, I did have his full support, more than I would have ever expected, and he offered me to start working on the interior space of the police department to get that more of a modern look, and also other things needing to be fixed along the way before my departure, so that everything would be good to go for a few years. And so basically that led into my retirement from law enforcement and my first clients that I was able to pick up and get started along this journey.
We all know you have a business, and we all know it's called Pack Rat Shack. But the question is, why?
Well, It's very, very interesting how I decided to name my business Pack Rat's Shack.
Do tell, do tell.
So actually, I did earn the name Packy or Pack Rat as I was a child growing up. Both my parents called me that. It was a term of endearment, not a disgrace. But I hadn't heard that name in many, many years. I would say since maybe my late teens on. And although law enforcement was a good career path for me for financial reasons, it wasn't a good life journey per se. I mean, there was lessons learned. But anyway, I just felt like I wasn't the person that I was meant to be anymore. And I feel like I took a lot of left turns instead of staying on the path that I was meant to be on. So I thought, how can I get back to where I belong? And I would revert back to thinking about my childhood because that was the most honesty there is. You don't do stuff, you don't even think or know to do stuff for the response out of it or whatever. You're just who you are. And that's when I earned the name Packy and Pack Rat. So it was my decision to start a journey on figuring out my way back there, which then I decided my name of my business is going to be Pack Rat's Shack. And then when we did decide to do this channel, that's when I decided I'm ready. I'm gonna go back to being called Packy, at least on one level. And then I guess I'm just hoping that the more I can find myself again, then the more I discover the right path and hopefully how we can navigate and get ourselves back to where we belong. Nova,
Yes, Mom?
we already introduced you as the tech guru to this team.
Yes.
And I know for a fact that when you were asking me to start up a YouTube channel, you were actually the one wanting to start one up, but I thought you were too young. So,
Yeah.
what's your plans? What do you want to do with all of this?
Well, I want to be able to help my mom and get her financially stable. And then after that, I want to start doing vlogs on YouTube. I feel like that would just be very fun. I have started to record and then I decide no, or then I forget, or it doesn't edit out well, or stuff like that, so I don't finish it. But I'm just saying it's practice.
It's good practice.
Good practice.
It is good practice. So that's a little bit about us.
If you're interested, we're planning on putting out full tutorials on Wednesdays, and on Fridays we're going to update vlogs, updates on our journeys, or little tidbits of information.
Yes, there's a lot to say, quite frankly, too much for all at one time. It'd be very boring without added visualization of our plan.
Exactly. And you're going to have to stay with us for the long haul if you want to see all of it and see how our ideas come into reality.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Pack Rat's Shack is not just the business name, it's really us as we are trying to find where we belong in this world. So hang with us for the long haul. It's going to be a long transformation.
Thank you for watching. Whatever you're doing, be safe out there.
Yes.
Well, I kind of ruined it anyways, didn't I?
Yeah.
Interior.
Okay. Like, and she thought I was the one that was the problem.
Oh, wait.
My nose is itching.
Wendy was okay with it earlier.
Let's not cry on TV. Here's a tissue.
Not really. Meh.
Eliminated, evicted, out.
Out.
I got some. But the one background does help now.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
To the ASMR. I am a professional.